Wicked is directed by Jon M, or simply titled on screen Wicked Part 1. And this is based off a Broadway musical of the same name by Stephen Schwartz. And of course it's based on a novel from the 1995 novel by Gregory Maguire of the same name. So it's basically taking inspirations from the musical, but also taking elements from the novel to expand upon the story, the characters, the relationships, and everything about this film in general. It follows basically before Dorothy Gale, before she arrived at Oz from Kansas. It follows the story of Elphaba, who should become known as the Wicked Witch of the West, and she challenged a friendship with Glinda, who should become known as Glinda the Good. When it comes to Wicked, when I first heard about this, I was kind of really curious, and my expectations are very open-minded and very optimistic for this movie, because I have seen the musical version of Wicked and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thought it was a really good show, really well produced. Not my absolute favourite musical, but I do like it for what it was trying to convey. So I heard they're making a movie about it. I was kind of skeptical, but I was open with curiosity, because we have musicals in the past which were either good or just not as great as others, but others were pretty terrible. Cats! But from what I've seen from the production, from the trailers, and certain the marketing, even though the marketing is a little bit not the best now and again, but I was kind of curious because there's a lot of heart and passion going into this. There, I said it, this film actually shattered my expectations. This is absolutely one of the better musical movie adaptations I have ever seen brought onto the big screen. I had to say that Jon M does a fantastic job directing this movie. He definitely delivers every high note, no pun intended. It's definitely wicked, no pun intended again. What he does in this movie is he really shines. He brings that so much energy to this film. There's a lot of love, there's a lot of care. He takes the stuff from what we love about the musical, but also who read the books or the novel, which I have not read the novel, which I can't really tell you if it's faithful or not, but for what I can see, there's a lot of heart and passion. I think everyone involved really put 100% into this. It's not perfect. There is one minor nitpick we'll get to in a moment, but other than that, this film works so perfectly. It's well made, it's well crafted. There's a lot of energy to this, and I have to say it's now. The production design is absolutely gorgeous to look at, from the camera angles, the way the cinematography feels. And there's a lot of practical effects in this. There's a lot of production design, use real life sets, while also providing some CGI elements in it, including some backgrounds for the Land of Oz. And I've got to say, the CGI looks seamless. It doesn't look fake, it doesn't take me out of the movie, it just looks very conveying. It just looks beautiful to look at. The actors feel in it, they actually breathe in it. It feels authentic, it felt natural, it felt like straight off the musical stage or the novel. It felt natural. And also to clarify is the world building of the Land of Oz. The world building from these lands, of certain buildings, some elements, it just felt so real. It felt like this world building is so genuine. It doesn't feel like they're just shoving it in there to make you go, oh, look at this world, look at this, look at that one. From Emerald City, from a certain land of Munchkin Land, is just everything from the Wizard of Oz, but you have no, which, funny thing is, I've never watched The Wizard of Oz. I've seen bits of it here and there on TV. I feel like I want to watch it now. I saw Wicked, so it gives me a chance to go, you know what? Maybe it's the right time to watch The Wizard of Oz, just to get into that. I have to say, from the acting standpoint, everyone gives 100% their performance. And the actress who plays Elphaba is Sariva Efano. I hope I pronounced the actress' name. I do apologise. Plays Elphaba. She is a diamond in the rough. She is amazing. She steals the show. She really puts that character front and center for herself. Elphaba is going through this journey of her trying to embody her green skin, what she's born with, and of course there's a lot of people judging her, the way she was mistreated, and people think she's some kind of monster or some cruelty of a human being or abomination she is. And of course she can't be able to control her powers. Every time she loses it or get angry, she causes a freak out and starts flits things in the air like gravity, which something that song reminds me of. It definitely brought that into her character. You could actually feel her journey to become what she becomes. If you've seen the show, and of course The Wizard of Oz, you know what she will become. And of course, I've got to say, Ariana Grande as Glinda, aka Glinda the Good, who she will become in there some point in time throughout this two-part series. And of course, Ariana Grande, she did a good job. She does a fantastic job. She plays that very popularity girl, a very prissy girl type of thing. Kind of we saw Regina George in the Mean Girls, either talking about the original or the remake, where she's all like, Frankly, she doesn't do that much. She's a very, very polite, very genuine, popular girl. Yeah, she does show her little popularity going on, but she doesn't do it for the sake of being popular. But she does have a good brain in there. She's not that stupid for her popularity. But she does bring that in, and you do see the relationship or their friendship with Elphaba. It just felt really great. Both Erivo and Ariana Grande just brings that into this movie. It just felt really right to the story, and the characters will go into their journey and see what they've become. And of course, you've got a few other actors in there, which you have Peter Dinklage as the voice of the teacher go. Of course, you've got Michelle Yeoh, who you know her as Shang-Chi in Legends of the Ten Rings as Shang-Chi Auntie. Of course, she was in Everything and Everywhere All at Once, which I've not seen. I need to watch that. I've heard it's supposed to be really good. She's a really well-crafted actress, and her character, and of course, helping Elphaba's powers and learn from her and trying to use that as a prime example for the class, from the school that they both are in, and try to show like how they use magic and some witchcraft. It's something that all those things in there, which I couldn't recall, but she definitely brought that in, and I do applaud it. And of course, a few other characters in there does have their moments, or some of them could have been like expanded upon, which I think is going to be in part 2. I will say the characters for the most part and the actors give it all. And of course, I've got to mention this part, Elphaba's sister, can't remember the character's name, but who she becomes the Wicked Witch of the East. It's basically her sister, which we all know where her fate goes into. Wow. But I have to say, the best point I have to mention is probably the actor who plays it all. Jeff Goldblum as the Wizard of Oz himself. He's probably just being, well, Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum. He just plays it really straightforward. He does show a little bit of his character side, but even though we're all seeing from him, he's not a natural magical wizard, but he does bring that tend to be like he's the wizard, but you know he's not. If you've seen the Oz and the Great and Powerful, or that Disney film that came out 11 years ago, you can see that where it's coming from. So it's no secret it's that as his character, that he just pretends to be magic, even though he is a magician or a wizard, but he's not really that type of guy. I think the songs on there are very captivating, really fun and really upbeat and really singable, even though you don't let sing along in the cinemas because we've been told not to. There's a little part of me thinking, I want to sing along to this. Especially songs like Wizard and Me, I think it's called, Popular, which I would say Popular and Divine Gravity is probably the biggest ones in the movie though, the show itself, which it's just so good to listen to, especially Popular. You have to be popular. So fun to listen to. And for the majority of this film, it is a 2-part movie, so you have to wait till part 2 so next year, which is probably my most anticipated list for next year. And for what I've seen from the end of part 1, which I'm not going to give away, the way they ended it does leave a big, like, okay, what's going to happen next? It's like an interval in the show. If you're going to see a show like this, it ends to that with Act 1. And of course, with Act 2, it takes like 20 or 15 minutes or so till the second act starts. Of course, but you have to wait for like almost a year till we get to part 2. Oh god, this is going to take forever, doesn't it? But I will say it is a 2 hours and 40 minutes, so it does take elements from the musical and the book, from the novel, but it does expand upon certain elements, so 2 hours and 40 minutes for this 2-parter film. This is necessary. It's definitely necessary to put that in there. You know, it could have trimmed down for a little bit, maybe cut a few things. It could have been like 2 hours and 20 minutes or something, because I did feel like it did drag a little bit, but I was still mostly invested in the movie, so it doesn't really bother me that much. But I wish it could have done a little bit of trimming just to make it flew in a little better, or maybe it could have maybe not stretched out too much. But that being said, though, I think Wicked is a really beautiful, well-made film, and it's definitely up there as one of the better musical adaptations from the movie and cinema in general. And if you're a fan of Wicked, you're going to love this, and you're going to be, if you haven't seen the show or you haven't read the book, go and see this. This is worth your time. You're going to have a popularity fun with this movie, and it will definitely give you Define with Gravity. I mean, a pun there. I'm going to give Wicked an A. Guys, comment down below and tell me, have you seen Wicked? Do you love it? Do you like it? Or do you think it's alright? Or do you hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below and tell me, what do you think? Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, see ya!